Welcome back to the Platinum Guide for Cronos The New Dawn, friends. And today we are in the very final episode and trophies are raining down. And of course we will grab everything again. And in fact one trophy is bugged for me. I will show you everything in a moment. I would of course be happy if you hit that thumbs up, and let's get straight into it. You can now of course grab the trophy for craft them all items. Theoretically you should then only be missing the pyromine. For me however the whole thing stopped working. For me it just freezes here, and at 87% the counter doesn't move, and so the trophy is bugged for me. You also can make it up later in the game, so all for nothing, but not so bad. We will carry on now, and I hope the trophy works for you, of course. So first grab the bolt cutters when you are at this stage, and then we can continue. We will first drop off the guy we have been carrying around the whole time, and for that we go through here once, then follow the path towards workshop and just walk straight on through. Follow the corpses, grab the chest here, and then of course we can go into the workshop, and there is also a transmitter on the way. Watch out, a small enemy comes here. He first looks like one of those hallucinations, but he's actually an enemy. So definitely take him out, and then first go left around the corner. Very important because there is another transmitter back here that we of course need for the trophies. So grab the transmitter as a gift, and then we will move on. Turn around once here and then run back, and through the traveler we can go through the door and enter the next section. There's a small cutscene, I will skip it, it's nothing special. But go here first, collect a bit of loot, but don't take too much, because there is a key here you absolutely must pack, and then it might be no longer fit in your inventory, like it did for me. Well, we definitely need to take the police master key, and then we can go back out here. Careful, a real horde of enemies is coming now. When you leave the workshop you have to go left to get to the police headquarters basically. And careful, the door here bursts open and a whole lot really coming out. Watch a bit so the door doesn't get you, and especially watch out for the fat guy. Kill all the enemies here, and then we can continue. Once you have flattened them all, we go into the police station, grab the big energy packs, about 1000 energy, 1100, and that's of course always pretty good. Once we have stashed that, we just continue through here and first go left. There is another transmitter here that we activate. Transmitter from afar. And now we will grab the next comic book. It's basically lying opposite in the room, so pick up the loot here and then get out of the place. We go to the opposite side, crawl through, go along back here, then right around the corner, and here we can use the bolt cutters we brought specifically so we can get to the comic book. And there's a lot of loot here. Collect it, of course. There's also a core here, and of course the last comic book. And with that you of course also get the matching trophy. Grab the comic book and you will get the trophy Unaltered Joy. And that once it's already in the bag. Yes, moving on. Once you have finished here, we can continue. Just go out of the room again and follow the main path by squeezing through the wall here. Then we move on, see some hallucinations and such. And you have to push the cupboard at the end, clearly to get farther, but you have all figured that out yourself. Be sure to run through here, grab the chemicals and then head farther down. Important friends, when you reach down here, first grab the data entry, but there is a cell here that you must not go through right away. Search the cells here that are open first, and do not go through that door on the left in the corner if you have turned the power on. Very important, because otherwise you will miss something and then we have to load again, and that would be not nice. So open the door, grab the chest here and switch the power. And now definitely do not go through the shown cell. When all of that is ready, you can of course go back out again, and we can immediately extract the next essence, and thus also gets the next trophy. First grab all the loot on the right and then go over into the other cell. Watch out, there's still one open here. deal with him quickly and then go across. Just follow the path and go into the cell at the back right. There you can extract the next corpse, which we do in order to get the next trophy, namely this one. So grab the corpse, delete an essence. It really doesn't matter which one you take now, we have already got all the trophies that have to do with that. The preserver is the trophy, and how you get the other trophies with the essence I will show you naturally at the very end. Now run through here, open the remaining cell doors and take all the loot with you. It's important that in the end you go through the last cell door I showed you, because otherwise the door closes. So first run through and pick up all the open cell doors, but not the first right one, basically. You must not go into that one, take the pistol ammo and all the other stuff. And once you have collected it all, you can of course also go through the cell here. But only use that one truly at the very end. Really at the very end. Because if you go through, the door closes and you can't go back. And that's why you should definitely collect everything beforehand. Especially the essence. Because once you have gone through, the door closes and you can't go back until the very end of the level. So really at the very end you can run back there again if you actually missed something. Well, we then continue down this creepy corridor. Some pretty confusing scenes come up here. You can't run anywhere, so I will skip all that right away. It's pretty confusing, but in the end you will have to beat two big ones here. Two of those boss enemies, and of course we take them out. So grab the chest here, burn them. I mean, you know how these go. I don't need to show you in a great detail. And when those two enemies are down, we can run on. There's actually no other way. You come through here automatically, and at the very end you can open the door back there. It opens green. There's also the next transmitter entry here, namely right here next to the switch panel, and we need to go in there once. So go through, and next to the power box is the next transmitter entry. Now we have to solve that nasty power puzzle, and that's a bit tricky, friends. I will quickly show you how it works. So the power box is at the back in the corner and the switch is way up front. We route our power so that it goes up here and then along to the right. So basically a full loop over the floor, then left and then back up along the wall. That way we can keep going. Follow this path up here with the power box, then through the back and then right around the corner. And down over the floor to the other side. Yeah, it's important that you don't waste too many of those things, that the distance is fairly large. Not like up here, for example. That can mean the thing glitches a little and the power no longer flows back there. In the end the power still flows, so you just don't see it, and then it arrives at the switch, and then you have solved this power puzzle. As I said, if it bugs for you a bit, resolve a few parts and set them again. We then automatically return to the chamber and can now open the big door that we want to walk through. And then we immediately get the next trophy, which we receive completely automatically without doing anything. Basically a story trophy. Namely this trophy, set things right. And that is what we did. Yeah, keep going now, and after the cutscene we can continue playing. When you are finished, you will appear in the final area and you can already see the waypoint up to the final boss. And that is exactly where you are going now to grab the remaining trophies. When we arrive here, we can theoretically already grab one of the first trophies. Namely, you can walk through here and first grab the next entry, especially the next core. And here we can also get the last transmitter entry to get the trophy for all transmitter entries. So be sure to note that, walk through here and the last transmitter is standing over there to the left. The trophy should then pop up for you. Somehow it didn't record the trophy for me, but this is the last transmitter entry and thus we should also have the trophy for it. Yes, we are currently at 37 trophies in total if I counted correctly. If we are through here with both runs, by the end we will be at 41 trophies. And so much for that for now. Okay, we have completed all transmitter entries. Now we can grab the next trophy because we have 3 cores together again and can upgrade our suit so it's fully upgraded. So go through, grab the last 3 cores and the trophy Forged in Fire. And then you can fully upgrade your suit shell to master. And that's how you get the trophy. So rush to the crate, take the cores, go to the device back here and yeah, increase the suit integrity and thus we are maxed on the suit. And thus we are maxed on the suit and have this trophy too. So we are at 38 trophies, so to speak. Now moving on folks, we have to move this thing first. And that was my final boss. Actually, it really bugged for me. I shifted the thing back and forth at least 20 times. It simply didn't work. You have to crawl through that hole and it wouldn't. It didn't work. He wouldn't get through, friends. Yeah, my personal highlight in the game. Eventually it worked after I shot around a bit. No idea what that was. But somehow I had to shoot at the wall here and then suddenly I could run through. Yeah, totally crazy. So if that happens to you too, try it like that. I hope of course it doesn't. Just run on though. And now it's basically just straight ahead. That's why I sped this up a bit again. We first have to use the jump point here and the gravitate boots then appear on the other side. Then we can't go up there again, but where are we? Run along here, right, then we can go around here, a small hop over the chasm and there is a bit more to loot. Take the chemicals with you, there are a few small things here too, some energy, take it all and then run through here once. There is otherwise nothing more really to get. Go through here and the enemies aren't enemies but only hallucinations. That is already good. So just continue, pick up the loot in the back, collect the chest and then head to the next jump point. Jump over there and then we come through the tram. Get a few hallucinations and can then of course continue. Yes, basically follow the path. Use the jump point again and you will end up on the other side. Yes, always keep running through. There's nothing major to pick up at first, except later when you arrive in a certain cave. I will show you to watch out for the enemies because this time they are actually real and take them out here. Yeah, around the corner there actually is another one and he then also caught me. At least almost. Yep, he did catch me down there in the corner. He is sitting really ugly down in the corner. Yeah, really nasty. Those are my nastiest enemies. Perfect. How about you guys? First a quick hop over here and then open the door in the back, pull in a few hallucinations and then we can disappear again. Now we continue and I will just let it run a bit farther for you. Hey, if you have collected the database entry and the military radio, then you can continue through the back. Squeeze through the crack and you will come out again. Turn left once and pick up the chest back there. And then you can also use the jump boots again. Unfortunately, there is no core here, just a carbine round. Well, no big deal. We go on a little disappointed that we didn't get a core here, but we have already upgraded the suit, so not so bad. Jump over here and then we come to the next power box puzzle. When you get here it's relatively confusing because we have to go along behind the wall to get into the next area. There is the next power box and I will show you now how the puzzle works. You have to route the power wands around here completely around and preferably over the wall and then to the left. It doesn't go any farther here at first. You basically have to go behind the wall and from there carry the power on. So once around and behind the wall, you then route the power on and it goes to the switch. Yes, that's how we have done it, and the door opens back there and we can continue. I'll sped up a bit again because we go through here, run straight on, arrive here on the other side, and can now of course use our nice jump boots again to run through and grab the chest. Yes, of course we do that, and then we turn around and you can already see we are relatively close to the big building and we naturally want to get in there. So use the jumping boots and go across here and you can follow the path. There's really nothing big to note anymore because there is not really anything significant to get here. So just follow this path and you can also skip through the chapters below or just play it through yourself. So really there's nothing, just jump over here and run to all the jump points. You will see a few hallucinations. Back there we can go through ones, come out on this side. Yeah, and from here we can of course go on. So everything is quite clear and easy to find. Then we do a little hop over the chasm so we don't fall, which technically doesn't even work. But we move on and come out here. Yeah, straight through here, left around the corner, and in the back there is another jump point that we use to go into the bell tower. So along here, and yeah, we have to check it briefly. It's up there in the tower. We have to get up there. It's best if we look from back here once, then it actually works quite well. Yeah, first take a look around, but sometimes there is a board in front, so it's just hard to see. But basically just run along here and then you can get to that jump point and then get into the kisses, or rather the clock tower. Here we are now at the last save point, friends. Therefore very important that you now do everything again. Try once more whether you get the trophy for crafting all items. We can now craft the pyromine here, and as I said, for me it's bugged. I can no longer get the trophy. Somehow one part is always missing, even though I have bought everything multiple times. I hope it's not the same for you. So try it again. Make sure to save your game, definitely create a new save point because we will need it shortly in order to make certain decisions again at the end. Once you have created the save point, ideally double check all your ammunition and everything else, and then we can actually go into the final boss. Yes, to do that, friends, like I said, it's important to create a save point beforehand because we will need it again soon. Then simply climb back up the ladder here, and now you can collect the remaining trophies. There aren't many left, and some of them we can only get in New Game Plus anyway. I will show you at the end again exactly how that works and what you need for it. Run all the way through here and you will automatically come to the final boss, and I will leave that fight to you. You should all be able to manage it. I don't want to spoil you too much either. In the end, there is a decision you need to make, or rather two decisions. The first decision we use is spare him, let her go. How you do that doesn't really matter. Of course you can also shoot him first. What's important is that you will get the trophy for it, namely a spark of hope. And once you have that, then of course reload the game and start again from the save point. Okay, so you have got the trophy, now reload the game and go directly to the final boss again. And this time select the other option to get the next trophy. And the third option only exists in New Game Plus. So once again go into normal mode, load your game, beat the boss, and now click on shoot him, end it here. In order to see both endings in normal mode. You will get another trophy, and this time it's I am free. And with that, we are basically at the end of the guide. People, you're now only missing a few trophies, all of which you will need to collect in New Game Plus. I will show you exactly how that works now in detail, so you don't miss anything in NG Plus, and can then also get the Platinum trophy at the end of the NG Plus playthrough. And this is how it works. But first, thanks a lot for watching. Really cool that you tuned in again. I had a great time with you, even if the views aren't as high as with a regular Platinum guide. It's an awesome game and I really enjoyed making this. Though, thanks for your thumbs up. Now let's go through the trophies once more. We now have 41 trophies. This one trophy here is buggy for me. Craft all items doesn't work. That's why you might even have 42 trophies right now. And there are still a few trophies we need to get in NG+. Specifically, the following trophies. Let's take a look. The first trophy you will need is, of course, the hidden one here. And that is a trophy free all the scars and save both Veronicas. This decision to save both Veronicas you will get at the end during NG+, as a third decision. And you must complete NG+ on hard, because you will also want to get those 2 additional trophies. That way you will get the 3 trophies you are still missing. And you will need to play a new Game Plus on hard. That's very important. You absolutely have to choose hard mode here and play through in the game. But you will still be missing a few decisions, namely here. Finish the game in NG+, that's obvious, you will get it automatically. The 2 hidden trophies, this one and the one below it, you also need to collect, and they are related to the essences. The first is finish the game with Edward's essence. So you must absorb Edward's essence and carry it through to the end of the game. That's relatively easy because Edward is the first main character we encounter. Once you have extracted his essence, you must never drop it or delete it until the end of the game. Also, as I said, you will have his essence and you must keep it until the end of the game. The second trophy we need is this one. Only finish the game with essences designated by the collective. That includes Edward. That's why we can combine these 2 trophies really well. After you have collected Edward and never deleted him, you can also collect the other main characters and finish the game with them. So Edward is one of the key characters you must absolutely keep until the end and never swap out. The other character is Arthur, for whom we need to make the decision to absorb him, and we must also keep him until the end without deleting him. So you need essentially 3 main characters from the main storyline. Choose here, step away from him and don't move. That way you can also extract Arthur's essence and of course keep it until the end. The last essence we need is from the Doctor. When we meet Veronica. When we meet Veronica, Dr. Cat, we will also take his essence at the end, giving us our 3 essences that we selected as part of the mission, so to speak. Plus, we will have Edward with us in order to unlock the first trophy as well. So, that way you will truly get all trophies in the game once you completed NG Plus on hard. So friends, that is really the end of this guide. I wish you good luck and fun in NG Plus. It's definitely worth starting again in this game, because it's really well made and NG Plus is a lot of fun. So friends, thanks a lot for watching, have fun in NG Plus and I wish you a great day. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Take care, adios and ciao.